you're like, oh, da da da, ooh, that's badass. Oh, da da da, ooh, that's badass. Which I kind of expected that, but I didn't expect there to be 30 cars in here.
I see tire marks.
Those are not swamper tracks though, Matt. This is a big old building. It ain't screwing around. Yep, that is a big old building.
Holy cow, right?
I don't know what I'm looking at, but
Look
Definitely a
at that.
10
it's
twin
got
turbo set.
pinstriping on the intake.
Yeah. So sick. Badassery. Yeah, they're putting a cage inside this car.
Yeah, see it? Oh yeah. What is it?
It's a Mosler.
A Mosler?
A Mosler, not a Corvette.
Why is it
I
got
knew it was
Corvette
Corvette.
stuff all over it?
It's because of that car.
Kind of is based off the Corvette. It's an American supercar. It's a really neat history behind the company. They filed bankruptcy in 13.
Really?
But it's a full carbon fiber car, LS6 based engine, detail the center suspensions Corvette. This is a 2006, I think, 2005, and it's one of two.
One of two?
This particular model that we know of. It's a really interesting story. I posted a picture of this when
I saw it.
on Instagram a long time ago, a year and a half ago, and a guy liked it, and his account name was Jacob Mosler or Mosler Jacob or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thought, I wonder if that's like his actual name. Turns out he's Mr. Mosler's son.
Oh yeah?
So I reached out to him, and they own a business in Florida where they like rehab these cars. Most of these cars are race cars. This is the street version, so it's got air conditioning, radio, and all that. So my customer bought it with a blown engine and a bunch of issues, and we're doing a big, like those are the turbos, twin 88 millimeters, 440 something cubic inch.
Is it, would you call it mid-engine or rear-engine?
Mid-engine maybe. It's an Albin's transmission, which is a billet air-shifted sequential trans. Just crazy stuff. Twin 88 millimeter turbos, a big air-to-water intercooler. It should make 2,500 horsepower ish, maybe.
Is it hard to work on since it's a one-off kind of thing?
It's normal around here. I mean, we're having to make everything, so
Really?
it's not hard. It's just time-consuming.
Yeah.
Like anything that, like the gear shifter, the trans is all electronic. This trans was originally shifted with the gear shifter with cables. So there's no more cables. So we actually made the gear shifter in-house because it's just an electronic. Like we were looking at video game gear shifters because that's all it is.
Yeah.
And we didn't see one that we liked. So John, my foreman, was like, let's just make it. The guy doesn't care what stuff costs. He doesn't care. He just wants it really unique.
I got a
So we
billet
made
aluminum
this-
or something?
Yeah, we made this killer shifter. We can adjust the tension, so if he wants it to be harder to push, but the trans will be, you know, shift up, shift down, and then you push a button on the dash and you push it forward and it goes in reverse. All air shifted, all electronic. The brakes, he wanted carbon ceramic brakes. Nobody offered obviously anything for this car, so those are one-off carbon ceramic brakes. That's pretty absurd. And then the
Do you have to
wheels,
modify them or make them custom?
they were made custom by R&B was the only company that wanted to do it for us.
Look how thick these are.
No, I can tell.
We called all these big names and nobody wanted to touch it. And they were like, yeah, no big deal. If you don't care what it costs, no big deal. And it's expensive. But, I mean, they work.
It's funny how some people don't want to work even though you're going to pay them good money.
They're afraid.
These are the original wheels, carbon fiber. That's, 15-year-old technology.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. So we had these made. This is from Forge Line. There's the Mosler logo. Full carbon fiber tubbed.
God, look at that.
Just-
I don't know if y'all can see that from back there. Oh my God. That is pure sexiness. God, y'all can't see it from back there. That looks like perfect weld stitching or
It's
something.
unbelievable. This has got a Holley. So we've had this remade that fits the Holley digital dash. Super clean. The car's gonna be fantastic. It's already ran. We got the engine back out, making a few little changes. Hopefully springtime will be, he wants to go to the track. He wants to go the half mile. Like it's not just gonna be a car show thing. Like he's gonna beat the snot out of it.
If there was a price on the car, could you tell us?
Like
How
what it's
much
gonna
it'd
cost
be?
to build it?
Or just what it's worth, or what you get?
Oh,
invested
over
in?
7 digits. Yeah, easy.
That's expensive looking.
Yeah, that was about as much as like a new Chevy truck.
About as much as a new Chevy truck. He goes, Duramax loaded, leather seats, heated seats. Yeah, that looks sweet. What does it take to have such a small, I mean, that thing's not very big, to be able to handle that kind of power, you know what I mean? Like,
Pick it up and you'll see.
is it heavy?
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's just ultra strong parts and big space. Like the gears aren't little, they're not little small gears. There's big spacing in between the gears so they can just take a whole lot of load. Those Transes are mainly in like GTM type race cars. So they get, you know, epic amount of abuse. Will this handle 2,500 horsepower? It's the strongest one they make. They've never had one.
Find out.
So we don't know what's going to happen. That's the name of the car. Canted angle modes heads. So
Wow,
such an
that's
expensive
super
engine.
cool.
It's LS based.
LS
It's all
based, okay.
custom block, custom everything.
It's kind of shocking when you think about the fact this thing has air conditioning. Another twin turbo setup. This one is definitely LS. Air conditioning.
Nice.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
How cool is that? So
That
this
is
is an
so
old
cool.
Co, I guess.
It's a Ford.
With a cab. Look at these boxes on the back.
Remember seeing this one at SEMA that was orange, just like this, from Hawaii or whatever, that had the motorcycle on the back?
That's the coolest one I've ever seen. It's
That
been
is
at
by
SEMA
far the
last 2 times. Flew it on a plane all the way to SEMA from Hawaii.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
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 Oh, look at this. What kind of bed is this, Matt? We're going to test you right here. Oh, you're right.
It looks like a Chevy.
It is a Chevy on a Ford, but they look at that. Yo-yo! They got it on the tail light, even though it's a Chevy. Really, really nice cars here. There's no doubt about that. Oh, look, the interior's like, I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, guys.
Moist Hawk.
Moist Hawk. Is that a real carbon fiber logo, or is that's real carbon fiber?
It's got the Hellcat.
That's what I'm saying. It must have a Hellcat platform that they've tuned. That's a badass Jeep. Okay, is that like the Night Rider light down there at the bottom?
Oh, what is that? You think that's a camera? What is that?
It's one badass fog light, huh?
Jeremy's getting a phone call. Let's listen into his conversation.
That could get into 30 minutes worth.
It's your ex-boyfriend?
Could be, could be. He don't normally call on Fridays though. Oh, here's another one. Another badass Jeep. Holy!
That is bad.
Look at this size. What size is that? 88. It just looks really big in there, huh?
Okay, so this one's the 14 he was talking about.
Yeah, that's a big old single turbo, right? Yeah, that's a big old single turbo in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
No nitrous, just
Yeah. All-wheel drive.
Yep.
Ass kicking and ripping.
probably the scariest thing I've ever drove.
Really? Is it instantaneous when it comes on?
No, because you can drive it like, you can drive it around.
I was getting at when the boost hits, it hits.
Oh, yeah.
Every other vehicle is badass. Like you're like, oh da da da, ooh that's badass. Oh da da, ooh that's badass. Which I kind of expected that, but I didn't expect there to be 30 cars in here.
You want some furniture? We got you covered. You want some badass cars? We got you covered.
He's going to take us for a tour and give a quick description of some of the vehicles.
And,
Can I record?
Yeah. So we got a WS6 here that we're doing a big Pro Charger build on. Big engine, big fuel system, big trans, big rear end, everything. It should make 1,000 or close. We had to relocate the radiator, big front mount intercooler. It's a street car, so it needs to have air to air so he can do street pulls late at night, that kind of thing. Studebaker, old school small block, stack injection, fuel injection. It's just getting wrapped up. There's a Charger back there. It made right under 1,000. Big F1A, built Hemi, all the good stuff on it. Both of those are tuned with HP tuners. Trackhawk here, HP tuner tuned. This one made 950 maybe. It's one of our stage 3 packages.
Ask him questions, Jeremy.
What's the big old eyeball on the front bumper?
The big eyeball, it's like the camera and cruise control, like it monitors the speed. So if you get too close, it applies the brakes.
That's cool.
The technology that I hate.
So this is the Hellcat series Trackhawk.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right. We rode one of those at SEMA, remember? You were actually in the back, I think, in the backpack.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
coming back from.
Pretty much every Hellcat on our dyno has made 660 bone stock. And we basically pick up 300 with our stage 3 package. Still runs and drives like
660s
stock.
to the wheel.
To the wheel, yeah.
Yes.
Runs and drives like stock. Like you don't even know the power's there until you stomp it down and spin
Yeah.
all 4 tires. This one's actually got pretty aggressive wheels and tires on it.
It looks like it's got like
it's a pretty serious build.
Race slicks on.
LS, this is an LS swapped. That Chevelle is LT4 swapped with the 8-speed trans. That's a pretty killer. That CTSV, also HP tuned. Actually, all of these 4 are HP tuned. That CTSV made 1715 on the factory computer.
1750.
That's some work right there.
And it drove perfect. We took the 6L90 out of it. It made that power in 4th gear, converter locked with the 6L90 and lived on the street somehow. Built trans, I mean, obviously built everything, but we put Pro EFI on it and a 4L80 so he can have some really good reliability. And we got to build him a trailer like that to go to drag with us. At one point it had one of those micro records for the most horsepower ever on one.
When it comes to the swaps,
Yeah.
what percentage of them are typically just a crate motor going in versus a custom build for you guys?
We try to, the GM crate motor is our favorite swap to do because 90% of people, that's all they need. You buy the LS, the 430 Hz LS3, we do a nice cam kit so it makes 600 horsepower with headers and all that stuff. Most people are happy with it.
Right.
It really depends on their budget and what they want to do, but the GM crate engines, they're really good. They're just hard to beat. And I can have one here in one day.
You typically using the E67 controller for them?
E38 or E67,
E38.
yeah, either one of those. The
You do?
LS1B stuff is fine too. I like doing them all drive-by-wire. It's just less work. You plug it in, you mount the pedal wherever you want. You don't have to figure out a cable.
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
really easy. Some people just don't want that. They
Right,
want a
they want
cable.
the cable.
I understand.
Yep.
It's easier on me, easier tuning. That Jeep was the one I told you about. That one made 14 and change. It drove 4 hours to the half mile. We pulled the air filter off, set tire pressures, and went 181 and a half mile.
Awesome.
And the customer drove it back home, 4 hours.
Huh, love
The
that.
thing's amazing. That build's going on year 5, I think, or year 4, maybe year 4, year 5. We just sent the turbo off to have it rebuilt because it runs around with no filter most of the time, and like we want to rebuild it so this year it's fresh. But we're waiting for the engine to blow. It's got a lot of miles of major horsepower, and the trans has been done twice, normal maintenance. But that thing, it's like you can't. It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. That's all. 590.
Wow.
Something at 125, 26. Full street trim, driving to the track.
You say 5.9, that's 8 miles.
8th mile, yeah. Everything Dodge is still there. So it's just a fun build because you can literally drive it
And it's a Jeep.
every day. Like it could literally be a daily for you. This is a C7, also HP tuned, maybe 760. It lives here. We do storage for some of these cars. So some of these cars, customers pay us to store them here. We keep them clean. This is going to Cars and Coffee tomorrow. The customer wants us to take it for them. So a few of the customers that don't mind to do that, we offer that as a service.
I'll volunteer to drive this one for you tomorrow.
They sit, so we just drive them. The customers don't mind.
If you were to be given one of these cars, which one would you take?
The truck.
Which one?
That one. With the
The
smokestack.
The Co? You want that one? Out of all these cars, you want that Co?
I like it. Yeah. What would you pick? It's hard to make a
It
decision,
is
huh?
hard, yeah.
How about the Comanche? There's a Comanche back
I think
in
I
the
will
back.
take the Comanche. One is up there. Who's this guy?
Look what we found.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
I'm going home.
Oh, look,
Let's
we're
get in
getting
here.
selfies.
This came in as a body. Literally a body. It didn't even have a rear end in it. He will put 10,000 miles a year on this car.
Wow.
This will be his daily. That's why it's not like this bunch of crazy stuff. It's a stock. It is, yeah. He wanted a manual. He wants the interior to look pretty stock. And like, you
Well,
realize
why
we
did he
got
go
like
with that?
12-inch like iPad.
Yeah.
But he's gonna do like, you can customize the get gauges. I don't know if you've seen those, but you can put actually put a frog.
I've never
on
seen one
his.
that big though.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yeah.
But this is a stock crate engine LS3
Okay.
with one of our cams in it. Full exhaust. The car's actually really quiet. It'll probably make 700-800. He doesn't even want that much. I try to talk him into building the motor. Like, we ain't got to build that motor, but let's do something strong so when you come back in a few weeks and say I want 1,000 horsepower, we just turn the boost up. He wanted this to be daily. You know, with turbos, you can have 1,500 horsepower and it drives normal. So this is actually my personal car.
So it's got a parachute on the back. It must be pretty badass.
It's been
I doubt that's a poser chute there.
it's been 850 at 168, detuned to not go faster than 850 because it only starts to 850. And I've been 520 to 138, turned up pretty good. So it's a 7-second car. My goal for this year is to go 4s in the 8th. It made 1490 at 28 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so like it's
Oh, that
so
was big.
nice.
I didn't know
It's
that
so
was
nice when we have
Yeah.
like a car with a big ice tank. So this tank would fill with ice and it would pump ice water to the intercooler. Then the air goes through the intercooler and gets chilled by the ice water. So when we're doing something on the dyno, you know, you put a 20-pound bag of ice in here, you do a dyno pull, and the ice is gone. So then, you know, how many pulls are you gonna make? If you make 3, 4, 5 pulls, that's 100, 150 pounds of ice. Easy, like no big deal. That's a lot of storage, just a lot of ice.
So does it drain the water out when it's done?
Yeah, like I've got a switch down or a valve that I can flick and I can dump the water. So, you know, drain it half empty, fill it up with ice, make a pass, half empty, fill it up with ice. I usually pull the street tunes, I pull them in that garage door and they sit there so they can see their car. It's kind of a neat experience. We don't do a whole lot of stuff where people are here, like brake jobs and oil changes. We don't really do much of that. So that doesn't happen very much, but if it does, we can do that now because we got this area. We've had several guys sit in there and work here for a couple hours and do work, so it's really worked out
Perfect,
nice.
yeah.
It's go time, bro. You getting pumped? What do you think we're gonna see here?
I know what we're gonna see. We're gonna see pure awesomeness. Hells yeah.